If you're married, what is it like to be single? If you're single, what is it like to be married? These answers and more on Single and 40, a show on love, life, and everywhere in between. I'm your host, Jennifer Hazard, and you're not alone in your journey. Join in as we discuss the exhilarating highs and the hilarious lows of dating and relationships in middle age. Whether you're rediscovering love after divorce, embracing single life, or diving into the dating scene for the first time in decades, we've got you covered. Let's laugh, learn, and love together as we uncover the secrets to thriving in the world. 40 is not just an age, it is an energy. Get ready, Single and 40 starts now.
Hello and welcome back to Single and 40, a show on love, life, and everywhere in between. Yay! I'm your host, Jennifer Hazard. Yay! It's me. Hi. First off, we always got to do it. You already know what I'm going to say. Send the kiddos out of the room. This is adult conversation. You know, they don't need to hear this stuff. Well, they maybe do, but maybe not right now, maybe in a couple of years, but send them out of the room. Disclaimer said. All right, let's get into today's show. Guess what we're going to talk about? You have no idea, but I'm excited to tell you. So, fun little fact about me. I recently, well, for a while, I've had an OnlyFans account. Oh, what? Yes, OnlyFans for my feet. I was a part of that craze, the OnlyFans for the feet. So for those of you who don't know what OnlyFans is, don't worry, I'll tell you. I'm gonna give you all the information like I always do. So in, what was it, 2016, July of 2016, two guys based out in London started this site. And pretty much it is a subscription-based, like non-censored counterpart to Instagram. So what does that all mean? Okay, so it is a website that you go to and people can charge anywhere from $4.99 to $49.99. Now, lots of fours, lots of nines, I know. So pretty much $5 to $50 for content. So people will pay for subscriptions like YouTube channels and other things like that to get content for somebody else. You can also have a free OnlyFans, but you're paying to see like the videos or the other content that they're posting. So it's uncensored. So yes, it is like paying for porn. I don't know why people do it. Honestly, no idea. There's free porn out there everywhere. But no, people like this and they can find celebrities are on it. Like Black China is the #1 earner on there. And I think that since 2022, I think she's made like $30 million. Cardi B. Yes, Cardi B. Cardi B is on there. She's made like $1 bajillion. Bella Thorne, all of these people. And then there's some other random people that unless you subscribe to them, you wouldn't know who they are. But like Tyga's on there too. Like guys are on there too. Some reality stars are on there. Cardi B, what she does is she more shows like behind the scenes of my mansion and my home and all of these things. And so you can pay to see all of that kind of content, or you can pay to see Black China getting all nasty and like booballas and plus. So that is OnlyFans. OnlyFans, again, is like a subscription-based online site, all of this kind of jazz. The founders, they're two guys. One currently, they were born 82, 83, so 41, 40 years old. So same age as me, 40 years old. Hi, cute, 83. The main guy, like the face of it, he's actually very attractive. Timothy Stokely, I believe his last name is pronounced. Very attractive gentleman. And he's worth like $120 billion. Porn pays, guys, porn pays. The guy that did the programming, he's worth like $2 billion. He also created some other stuff too. So like, but again, you know, just saying, putting that out there. So again, that's what OnlyFans is. Now we're talking about me, my experience. Why did I decide to do my feet? Because I was like, I'm not going to show my booballas or like me flicking the bean or any of that kind of stuff. You know, my mom and dad will hear about it. I'm close with them. So I'm like, they don't need to know any of those things. But my feet, I have very cute feet. When I was, how old was I? I was 21 years old. I dated this Italian. I lived in Madrid. I dated this Italian guy. He was obsessed with my feet. I did give him foot jobs. It's a whole technique in there. Again, you have to have very stretched out hips to be able to perform accurately. But obsessed with my feet. Still, during the pandemic, he was asking for like foot pooks and all of these other things. And I was just like, fuck this, dude. Like, why not make money off of this if I do have cute feet? And I was actually going to see my podiatrist. Like, this is how old I'm. Like, I got a podiatrist. He's amazing. He's a podiatrist for the NYPD here in New York. But I straight out asked him, I said, hey, do you think I have cute enough feet to have an OnlyFans? And he was like, actually, you do. And I was like, all right, we're doing this. We're actually going to fucking do this. And we are going to create an OnlyFans for my feet. So that's why I decided to do it. I was like, why not? Let's have fun with it. And again, the feet market is flooded. The content is flooded. Just letting you know, so many people, I'm going to do that. I'm thinking about doing that. Let's break it down. That industry is like that market, the foot market is so flooded, but people are into stockings, dirty feet, bunions, different colored nail polish, ripped socks. You can actually sell your old socks and stockings and all this other shit on a website, on another website called Sophia Gray, but that's a whole other topic. And yes, I did sell my old socks. Like, why not? Like, I'm just going to throw them away, and I charge $11 for them so I could get new socks. Facts. Again, hustler mentality here, which we'll get into. But my content that I wanted to create, because again, I was thinking like, how can this stand out and be different and unique, was to create to put food on my feet. Yes, food. So my whatever thing, my tag name was Tasty Toes NYC. I created merch like tote bags, sweaters, like ugly Christmas sweaters, because I did a Christmas theme. Postcards. I was sending this shit to everybody, telling all my friends. Again, like stickers. I plastered my neighborhood with Tasty Toes stickers everywhere. Absolutely good times, hilarious, super, super fun. But it was a production for me. So figuring out what the content was going to be. Again, we did a Christmas theme. I did a flowers. Yes, I know flowers are not food, but it was part of the theme. Like April showers bring my flowers. It was going into spring. Come on. And there's funny stories behind that one too. A Halloween theme. Again, you were like, when are you going to release content doing all of this kind of stuff? The Halloween photo shoot that I did, mind you, there was like 6 people here. My mom was here. My mom was fucking dripping candle wax on my foot. And I was like, oh, and she's laughing hysterically, because usually we're like having wine, where it like there's like we're ordering pizza, we're having a great time, and it's like friends coming over. And you're just dying laughing, but I'm like getting on the floor, like rummaging around and like blobby, rolling around and being like Prancer toes, Prancer, or like bow toes, or, like, how do we do this and point and flex and do this? I can't tell you how many times my feet got in cramps. And like we did tinsel. Man, if you rip tinsel off of your legs, don't do it. It hurts. I'm just letting you know. Heed my advice here, please. I did a whole pie series where I did different pies, like a banana cream pie, a blueberry pie, which is actually fun, an apple pie, which is slippery as fuck, like slipping and sliding. And then like I did a chocolate, like a chocolate cream pie, which looked like caca. So again, you're having to think of what's going to actually be good on camera, and land. So the Halloween ones were great. Thanksgiving, oh my God, the smell of cream corn on my feet. I swear it smelled for days. And green bean casserole and sprinkling the little fried onions on top. There was a lot. That hands down, the Thanksgiving one was like the most fragante, like very fragrant. Not a super fan of that one, but that's what my thing was. I was, again, trying to do something different. Food and feet. I like alliteration. There you go. So I'm not on OnlyFans anymore because of the realities behind it. So going into what is the reality of having an OnlyFans account, it is a full on production, organizing shoots, getting people to do the things, editing, posting, having to do the social media. because again, it's a niche market, having to go on sites like FetLife, which is short for Fetish Life. Hello. But FetLife, yeah. And having to deal with and then the like Instagram and TikTok. I got kicked off of TikTok like 17 times, and because of inappropriate content. And if finally I'm actually on Instagram, I did get kicked off for inappropriate content. And I'm like, how am I able to see like girls' boobalas and do all and like booty claps with like no panties on, but like my feet with flowers is too risque? Like, no, I don't get it. But that's officially why I was just like, I can't do this anymore. There's a thing called shout out for shout out. So you do a shout out for somebody like, oh, follow or subscribe to this person's thing. And then they follow, like they'll do the same for you. And so you can also pay for shout outs to shout outs, but all of those are scams, all of them. But you see like, oh, and I'm like, how does somebody have like a 2,000 likes, but no comments or nothing else? And I'm like, it's called bots. Literally, you can pay for likes, you can pay for comments, you can pay for all of that. So there's companies out there that you pay $10 to, and it's a whole thing. So if you're going to do it, do your research, reach out to people that they posted. Hey, how many subscribers did you get from this from this post? Hey, how many this, whatever it might be. Do the due diligence, because I can't tell you how many people this was an issue for. And they're like, I've spent like $300 and I've gotten 2 subscribers. So again, and if you're, if it's whatever, your subscription's like $4.99, you're not covering costs. So again, think about it. Do the research. Don't just be like, oh, yeah, like I'm saying, they must really like my photos. No, they don't. They're freaking scammers. So understanding that. Also knowing that you are going to be overstimulated because you are having to go on these different, like you're having to kind of play, yeah, Zaddy, come on my feet. Oh yeah, I love it. Like, do you want me to like give you a foot job? Blah, blah, blah. Like, this is the shit that you're having to do and play into that character and play into that role. And going on FetLife and so there's a messaging app called it's like Kink, Kik, and having to go there and talk and do all of these kind of things. You are overstimulated. Like, you want to talk about like porn addiction and other things like that. You were just like, it's just constantly in your face you're like, okay, so I'm just putting that out there. And again, it's content creation is what you're doing. So you're being a content creator, but in that sexy realm. Again, it was my feet, so it wasn't really super sexy, even though I'm like, ooh, sexy, but like whatever. Some people really liked it, and I do have really super cute feet. But no. Also a very good excuse for me to always wear sneakers, because I was like, these are my money makers, and I'm not going to be wearing high heels and bunching up and getting blisters and all that jazz. But people are into that. That was not my brand for the OnlyFans. So kind of the realities based on it. Also, you're dealing with like people's perception. So other stigmas, people coming in, kind of talking about like stuff. And you're like, well, no, I'm not like showing, like, I'm not masturbating on camera, or I'm not fucking somebody. Like I'm showing photos of my feet, and like, it's fun and it's a good time. And we're just laughing and being silly and whatever, who cares? Again, like, my mom has a tote bag with my feet on it, like, and covered in like chocolate covered sundae situations. And she takes it to the grocery store and goes to like the market with it. So who cares? Cause it's funny. And I'm like, isn't it like, I was like, here. And we did a picnic, like thing of carrots, very phallic, or not carrot. It was corn. But again, who cares? Be something and having to explain it. And yeah. I know people that have OnlyFans accounts that their husband or partner does not know about, which I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, where do they think you get all this money from? So there. The average earner from OnlyFans, again, you have like the famous people, the Black Chinas, the Bella Thornes, all of the other mumbo jumbo people that make bajillions. The average earner is anywhere from $100 a month, $100, 100 to $100,000. So again, that's a very big difference. of things. So depending on what content I was creating and how, like, pies are not cheap. Like a fucking pie is like $30. And if I'm doing 6 pies, you do the math because I am not great at math, but I'm like, cool, I need to cover costs. And then having friends over, doing all of this stuff. But like I had my friend that was my multiple friends that helped me out with photography. Love you, kisses. And then we really quickly learned that I needed an assistant to help like pour chocolate syrup on my feet. And they were all just doing it out of the kindness. So I'm like, just come over. We'll do this. I'll feed you. We'll laugh. This is what it is. So you need a lot of assistance in that realm. So if you're going to do it, there you go. In 2020, so like at the height of the pandemic, that every 24 hours, they were getting 150,000 new followers or subscribers to some site. 150,000 every 24 hours because again, we were home and we wanted new content and I'm like, there's so much free porn out there. Like this is not the days of Pam and Tommy Lee when you got a VHS and you watched that, which we had the VHS or the Kim Kardashian shit, so there you go. Like, knowing what you're going to get into, and then the foot market did blow up. It's oversaturated now. I would not recommend, if you're going to get into the foot market, figure out, you got to be real creative when it comes to your niche, like figuring that out. But again, people are into everything. I can't explain that and express that enough, that like dirty feet. You're like, I don't want to see dirty feet. People are into it. People are into dirty feet. People are into like ripped stockings and again, you're not even showing anything besides like your knee down. But certain colors. I did date this one guy back like a bajillion years ago, like in, I want to say like junior college, that he said that he would never date anybody that wore, pink nail polish or pink toenail polish. And I was like, what? And I was like, it was either red or pink, but he said like, no, he equated it to like hookers. And I don't know. And he's like, oh, I don't date girls or what? That's weird. But people are interesting. People have their things and you can even charge people saying like to get, they could tip you. And so like, oh, I charge $100 so I can go get a pedicure and then you can tell me what color nails I'm going to have. So if it's pink or red or blue or green or whatever color, rainbow, that's just me. Sometimes it looks really cute. Again, not necessarily my forte, but I'm definitely more on like the mauve pinks and all of that stuff, or Halloween black. Summertime, maybe white, depending how tan my skin was, but that was just me. So if you're going to do it, have a strategy, figure out your theme, learn your expenses and what's it going to cost, all of that kind of stuff. Understand that you're going to be dealing with stigma, people's perceptions. You're going to be overstimulated in the sexual arena because that's just the forte. Again, that's OnlyFans. So many songs talk about them having an OnlyFans page. They're freaking Southern Hospitality, the guy's milkman on there and he pours milk all over his body. But yes, you can see if you pay to subscribe, like you pay for things, you can see his like ding dong. So again, like there's a lot of different avenues you can go down. The people that do disclose more make obviously more of the monies, but again, you could just do feet. And there's also an app called Feet Finder, which is just feet. And people are about the feet, man. I don't know. But knowing that all of these things, like, it's a lot of work. It's not just a easy breezy, like, oh, I'm just going to go and take a couple of photos of my feet or go to like I see it on Instagram. Oh, I'm going to pay for my flight. And they go into the bathroom and take photos of their feet and they upload it. And they're like, flight's paid for. It's a lot more than that. So preface that it's a lot of work. It's a lot of content creation. It's a lot of those things. I always say keep an open mind because, again, people are freaks and people are kinky and people like all of those different things. It is to each their own. There is no right, wrong, bad, ugly, whatever. Again, it's just personal preferences based on all of those things. But my experience and why I kind of like really besides getting kicked off of the social media, I swear to God, TikTok just hated me. There was a mashed potatoes and my upstairs neighbor was pouring gravy on my feet. And I tagged it to the song, "We Did the Mash." No, it wasn't that song. It was mashed potatoes. Give me mashed potatoes, give me gravy. That song, which always reminds me of Sister Act for some reason because they sing it in there. But anyways, she's pouring gravy on my thing, and that was the first one that I actually got kicked off of TikTok, or they flagged it for me. And I was just like, I was like, it's mashed potato. My feet were like shaped in a bowl. I was like, imagine you're putting your feet, I have very high arches, so my feet are able to create a sexy, cute little bowl. I'm laying, like, we called it tummy time. And I was like laying on my tummy with my legs behind me. So I can't see what the fuck's going on behind me, for the record. So I'm just going off of what everybody's telling me. And I'm laying on my kitchen floor with a screen behind me and dealing with all and lights and again, it was a production. But my feet were in a little bowl and she's standing behind the screen and she's literally pouring freaking gravy into like the little bowl that we created of the mashed potatoes. And it was like dribbling down my leg. Good times. Also very fragante, like very, there was a gravy essence that lingered for a while. But that was the first one I was like, wait, so TikTok kicked me off or like flagged this post because of mashed potatoes and gravy, and the shit that I see on there, I'm like, how is it this? So here's an insider information for it. If you are going to do anything provocative, I put provocative in air quotes for people that are just listening, you have to have your account private. So your Instagram, your TikTok, your whatever, all of your shit has to be private. Because if you're going to post that, then you can add them in and do all of these things. So if your account is a public account, they will flag it and do that kind of stuff. If your account is private, they will not flag it because it's private. So you have to be accepted, all of that shit. That is insider shit. I did not know that when I first started out and going into everything and doing all of that kind of stuff. When I did get kicked off of Instagram officially, I had over, it was close to 6,000 followers. I did not have 6,000 subscribers. That would be very nice. That would be some Monets. I took it as it was the money that I did make, which wasn't a significant amount, but it was fun. But I took that money and used it for traveling. And I was like, this will just be money to like travel and play with, if I make anything. So that was kind of my thought process. Again, I wasn't like trying to go in and be like, let's fucking go, and be a content creator and make this happen. And this is my job. Like, this was just a side thing and having a good time with friends. And literally we would cry laughing, like our stomachs and cheeks would hurt from laughing hysterically. And the BTS, AKA the behind the scenes, not the band BTS, behind the scenes, we would die. Like our cheeks would be like hurting because we would just be laughing so hard, setting things up and doing all of, different set things. And like I did a whole thing with ice cream. Oh my God, the frozen popsicle freaking sucked because that was like cold. And then also realizing that it stained my feet. And so I was like, fuck, how am I going to be able to cover this? So again, I was like, maybe don't put popsicles. We did a white series, which was like milk, which was messy. And I got milk like in places you shouldn't get milk. What is that called? Sweetened condensed milk, which looked very much like fucking jizz and it was sticky but hands down one of the most popular ones because again, everybody was like, oh, you got fucking cum on your feet. No, it was sweetened condensed milk. whipped cream, the mayonnaise. Oh my God, the mayonnaise was gross. But you're doing trial and error and figuring it out. We did a candy series. Candy girl, you are my world. Yep. And the Mike and I stained my feet. I was like, shit, how are we going to cover this up? And I'm sitting there like scrubbing, like, what is it? Pumice stoning my feet in my kitchen sink to, to clean my feet up. But yes. So again, figuring out all of your things, do the research, do the R&D. All I can say is if you're actually wanting to do an OnlyFans, understand everything that goes into it. It's fun. I had a great time while I did it. I made some extra cash, not like a significant amount. Again, $100 to $100,000. So you can make fucking monays. And that's like a month, 100,000 a month. Like she cute. Like I can handle that. I can live like that. $100 a month, not so much. So understanding all of those things and then finding your niche and finding whatever makes the most sense for you to do it if you're going to do it. I do think that the foot market has peaked, like it's plateaued and it's on its way down. Granted, people still want feet. People still want that. There's so many other things that people are into that on OnlyFans that you wouldn't believe. That's what even all of the porn and all of this other stuff. I always say like my mom, I was like, my poor parents have to hear all of this stuff all of the time. And I was like, no, people are into this. And she's like, really? And I'm like, you'll never underestimate what people are into and like be open to it and keep an open mind and respect it and like respect the kinks. You know, people are freaky and like at least they're tuning in and owning their sexy sexuality. But that's my OnlyFans experience. I think we covered pretty much like, again, what you can do, finding your genre, finding your little things. Again, if you don't know what OnlyFans is, now you know. A lot of my friends didn't know what OnlyFans is / was, but it still is. So it's that. I'm like, they didn't know there, and I forgot what they would call it, but they would call it like fans only. And I was like, it's not fans only, it's only switch it. But if somebody's saying OF, like, I'm getting ready for my OF, or like I'm checking in my OF, that's OnlyFans. Okay, that's what they're talking about. On so many songs nowadays, they talk about their OnlyFans account. But again, you can see Cardi B, you can see celebrities. A lot of people do this shit. So again, to each their own, or you can create your own OnlyFans. These guys are bajillionaires now. So I was like, create a new market, create a new industry. Again, FetLife and Kink and all of these other weird places that you can go and connect. But yeah, I always was asked a lot about my experience with OnlyFans, so I wanted to share it. I wanted to explain. I wanted to educate and let everybody know of all of the things that are OnlyFans. So please slide into the DMs, message, do all of that kind of stuff, not just for this episode, but tell me your interests of things. Let me know what you guys want to talk about on future episodes. We have so many amazing people coming up that we're interviewing and talking to and doing all of that kind of stuff in the very, very near future. So I am hoping that you all follow me, subscribe. Jennifer Hazard, that's Jennifer with 2 Z's, Hazard with, Jennifer with 2 N's, Hazard with 2 Z's. There we go. W pleasure, W fun. JenniferHazard.com. Go on Single and 40, subscribe on the Instagrams, the socials, YouTubes, all of those razzmatazz things, all of the channels that we're on. There's too many to name, but I love all of you. Thank you for listening. Thank you to my production team. I love you so much. You make my life so fun. And that's it. That's the show for today. Love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, do all of those things. Yes. Woo! Single and 40.
I'm Jennifer Hazard, and you've been listening to Single and 40, a show on love, life, and everywhere in between. Tune in every first and third Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio as we share candid stories and expert insight with, of course, a sprinkle of humor. If you know someone who would benefit from our conversations, share the show with them. You can also connect with us by following us on our social media and our YouTube channel, or visit me at www.jenniferhazard.com.